Call to order the Paintsville City Council meeting, special call meeting of April 18, 2016. Clerk call the roll, please.
Bill Mike.
Here.
Tommy.
Here.
David. Jim.
Here.
Sarah. Here. Johnny.
In addition to directions to the minutes of the regular meeting of March 14th.
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented to us.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any questions or comments concerning departmental reports?
I'll make a motion we approve. I'll second.
May I have a roll call, please?
Bill Mike.
Yes.
Tommy.
Yes.
Jim.
No.
Sarah.
No.
I will vote yes to both that time. I do want to mention also that there have been no questions or comments concerning departmental reports since the last meeting to date. Do we have a motion to pay the bills, please?
So moved. I'll second that.
All in favor? Well, roll call that too, please.
Bill Mike.
Yes.
Tommy.
Yes.
Jim.
Yes, as presented.
Sarah.
Yes, that's presented. I'd like to preface that with, it isn't an attack against anybody, it's a standing operating procedure. If you listen to all the other meetings, it's just saying that you're agreeing to pay the bills as you give them to us. And if something happens, you can correct it at the next meeting, but it's just the SOP. It's not trying to attack anybody or get anybody in trouble. And I just want everybody to know that.
I think the vote, so
We got two
I
to
think we all vote yes as presented to me, I would think.
Okay.
Well, that's right. I mean, that's just normal protocol, so we haven't been doing it, so that's the only reason I say that.
Right.
So.
All right,
Kathy Adams said it at the last fiscal.
the first motion carries. The only announcement, we went ahead at the last meeting that we didn't have a quorum, and I went ahead and went through several announcements. The only one I want to mention today is I would like to, if no one objects, and if you do, that's fine, but please call us and tell us. We've got a lot of what I would call junk scattered all over the place in buildings and so forth. And David Trimble has offered to let us use his facility above on the second floor of Murphy's to accumulate all that stuff. We have stuff in the second floor of the SIP Theater, we have stuff at the rec center, we have stuff at the garages, and like to accumulate all that stuff that we do not use and have an auction. And after we get it accumulated, we'll inventory it and then come to council and present that to be surplused, and just try to maybe make a few dollars and get rid of all that stuff. So I just wanted to make you aware of that. First item of business is discussion of the 911 fee. You're aware that we've sent an email to fiscal court to the judge, and I have not gotten a response on that. For your information, the legislature passed a bill increasing our funding for 911 through cell phone fees, and the effect on us should be about $49,000 annually increase. As you saw from the email, that will still leave us somewhat short. We would like to increase the landline fee. I don't see any reason to do that until we find out what the fiscal court's willing to do, though. I know that there has been some questions coming from one or two of the fiscal court members concerning that, and hopefully we'll get something lined out on that by the May meeting.
How long will it be before we start seeing that increase in it? A while, won't it? It
Good,
won't be real fast.
good question. Be about a year.
That's why I said it won't be real fast. But,
Yeah, it doesn't go into effect actually until February of next year, I believe.
So anything's better than what we got. Anything else, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Second item of business is a report from the code enforcement officer. As you remember, we had a discussion concerning that the last meeting or two concerning houses that are in disrepair and trying to do something about those. And Bob has been working on some of those problems. And Bob, could you kind of update us on what's going on with those issues?
Well, I met with Mrs. Wheeler on the 105 Bridge Street, and she has just a little bit more time on hers. She's keeping the outside cleaned up, and she promised to keep it locked up. And I met with the Shanleys at 119 Bridge, and he's working on his to keep it cleaned up. And I met with Speedway, or heard from Speedway, and they're sending a representative to take care of theirs. And of course, the 424 3rd Street, that's the Jane House. You've been talking with them on that.
Which house is
And
that?
625 Turkey Knob, I've heard from their attorney, and just as soon as they can hire somebody to tear it down, that old dilapidated building will be torn down. And the Cyrus property on Washington, where the fence was falling back into the alley, so that the dumpster the garbage truck couldn't get through hardly. And I called Eloise Meltzer, that's the Cyrus property, so she promised me she'd take care of it, see that got taken care of, and the fence would be straightened back up.
Now, the Jane House is the Jimmy Jane most recently lived there.
The roof falling in, there's a big hole. I saw that a while back. A big hole in the roof of that thing.
Yeah, I actually got a call from one of the heirs, or a friend of one of the heirs, recently inquiring about the procedure for tearing it down. So they indicated that they did intend to tear it down, although that hadn't happened yet. Now, as part of that discussion, we also talked about the Code Enforcement Board with the intent to become more aggressive in dealing with those issues. And we have the three existing members of the Code Enforcement Board are Paul Coleman, Jerry Clark, and Russell LeMaster. And we need two more members on that. And who I would like to recommend are Lynn Mullins and Jim Daniels, the complainor. So, because of the nature of this being a special meeting, I probably don't feel comfortable in offering those at this time because we didn't specify that we were going to do that. But I want to, I guess, put everybody on notice that I'm going to present reappointment of the existing members and appointment of the two new members at the May meeting. Okay. Any thoughts?
I just wanted to ask one question. That's Bob's question. Bob, well, you said they wanted more time. Did you put any kind of a time on anything with any of these property owners? Because as you know,
She wanted a little more time to try to sell it, so I gave her a couple of months.
Okay.
She's going to keep the outside cleaned up and make sure that it is locked up and everything. Other than that, it is presentable. So
That's what I mean, but all the
Our
properties
problems
that
are on the inside.
the properties we're all dealing with, you know, is there any kind of a time limit that, you know, we can put on that or anything? I mean, you know, we're don't just keep going on and on, is what I'm saying.
Right, I think each one of them are individual cases.
Yeah, I agree with
and,
that,
certainly,
If you got the board, then you can take it to the board, then.
Right.
then-
yeah.
And they make it the suggestions and then
Right.
bring back recommendations.
And that's what we
Stuff.
intend to try to have a
Okay.
meeting of that board as quick as possible.
Sounds good.
Can I just Bob about one more? The Sabrinsky house, I got a
Yeah.
call, there's squatters there.
I have,
They taken everything out of this.
I have sent them a letter, and I haven't heard back from them yet. Of course, it went as a registered mail, so we haven't heard back from them yet. So until we hear back from them, there's nothing we can do now.
So you
That
gotta,
old carriage house has been in our work for years and years, and it needs to be torn down.
Oh, you talking about that garage out back, no?
Yeah, it's an old carriage
Is
house.
that a carriage house?
Carriage house.
Yeah, well, I knew Doug Turner and them lived there on that, and that's a beautiful home. That's a really a shame that home right there's gone downhill like that, because that's one of, I'd say it's probably a historic home, I'd say, I mean, as far as that goes.
yeah, I talked to Wally about that house sometime back when there was, somebody had inquired about buying it, and he said not interested in that. So I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Item number 3 is, we'd like to advertise for bids on 2 vehicles. A 2005 Freightliner garbage truck that has been out of use. Is Joe here?
No.
Joe, has been out of use for some time. Joe recommended at least a minimum bid of $2,000. Said the engine was good, but the body is gone. And also a 2003 Crown Vic. Chief, can you tell us anything about that?
It's got about 180,000 miles on it. It needs to go. The engine's pretty bad in it. It's nickel and diamond today.
What I'd like to recommend is that we actually place those on govdeals.com for bids to expand our bid base on those, since they're 2 larger vehicles or 1 larger vehicle and a police car. Motion,
I'll
please.
make that motion.
Now, second.
All in favor? Opposed? Also, we have 2 or 3 older vehicles, police vehicles, that if you noticed, our repair fees on our police cars are costing about as much as a new vehicle would cost. And we'd like to, in our new budget coming up, add payments on another police vehicle. And what we'd like at this time is approval to advertise for bids for a new police cruiser, so we can be ready when that time comes.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Opposed? Being nothing further, can we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Stand adjourned.
And Bob, tell them Whiskers and Wags is having that country club soiree. It's this weekend, isn't it?
I think it is this weekend. Whiskers and Wags be having their annual fundraiser at the Paintsville Country Club. Tickets are available from several people that are involved with the animal shelter. So try to get your tickets and support that. We're also intend to sign a proclamation sometime this week declaring Be Kind to Animals Week or something to that effect. I don't remember the exact title of it, but that's basically what it is. Thank you.